Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Marvel Strike Force. Specifically, we're going to look at the top 5 characters of each specific trait. So protectors, brawlers, support, those types of traits. But first, before we get into that, if you're just now finding my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the newest content. Alright, let's go ahead and kick this list off with Captain America. I think he is arguably the best tank in the game. He doesn't have as high health as some other tanks, but what he does have is his kit. Shield Bash here, it does a decent amount of damage. It chains up to 2 adjacent targets once you get him up to level 5. And then once you get to level 6 and level 7, it does additional damage and then always gains defense up. But even without level 7, you get a 50% chance to gain that defense up, and I think that's huge. Inspire is a great ability. Obviously, it taunts, it gives defense up. It also applies defense up to 10 allies. That's your entire team there. And you grant an ability energy to 1 to 2 Avengers, but you also grant ability energy to 1 to 2 random allies. So it's not contingent on having an entire team of Avengers in order to be able to take advantage of that. And then if you go ahead and orange ability that, then you're going to apply defense up to all allies and grant 1 to 3 ability energy to random allies. So that's a great skill there as well. Shield Throw, it's a great dispel. You can clear up to 2 positive effects once you get that up to level 6. And then if you go to level 7, you're going to do some additional damage there. And then Assemble. Assemble, just you get 25% block chance, 5% block amount, and then you increase your health. If you do bring that up to level 5, then you're going to add some additional block amount there. And this is where having an Avenger team does help out, because you get plus 5% block chance per Avenger ally. So you can really get your block chance up there quite a bit. He's been there since the beginning of the game. I've had him from day 1 or 2 when they had that $5 offer out on him, and that's the best. That was like the best offer they ever had in this game, and he continues to shine. My number 2 on the list is going to be Thanos. I know some people really like Thanos, and he's their number 1. This is why I say Cap is arguably the best, because I think these two guys are pretty even. Thanos is fantastic. He's got an amazing amount of health. He's got over 100k right now, and I don't even have him maxed out. He's at 65, and he's at tier 9, so you can get him up quite a bit higher. He did have a rework early on, which helped him out quite a bit. Taking a look at his kit, you got Power Punch. You do 160 damage and 80% chance to counter. And if you go ahead and get him up to level 7, then you're going to always gain counter, and you're going to do some additional damage. It's not an insane amount of damage, but from a tank, I don't expect a whole lot of damage. I expect them to take a lot of damage. Brutal Assault, you're going to attack the primary target, 300% damage, and apply offense down. You're also going to gain your taunt for 2 turns. And then if you want to bring him up all the way up to level 7, you're going to do some additional damage there. So it's a great taunt ability. Energy Bomb, this is awesome. Attacks all targets. Great thing is that it's 100% drain. He gets all of his energy back. He's really cool to team up with Scarlet Witch, because if your team is low on health and you use Energy Bomb, you can use Scarlet Witch's ability that levels out the health across the entire team, and you can continually do that. You don't necessarily need a healer on that team because you got Scarlet Witch. And that ability there for Scarlet Witch is fantastic against Mordo, because when you have the heal block on your team, the heal block doesn't hinder that ability for Scarlet Witch at all. So it's pretty cool. And then you level this all the way up, you just do some more damage. But you want to at least get it up to level 6 so that you can do that 100% drain. And then Titan Eternal, 1000% extra resistance while taunting. And then on death of an enemy, you have a 50% chance to generate 2 ability. If you get that up to level 5, then you always generate 2 ability energy, which is awesome for yourself or for an adjacent cosmic ally. Great tank. I do need to get him up a little bit more than I have him now. Alright, 3rd on my list is going to be Drax. Drax, the reason why he's on the list is because I think he's a great tank situationally. I haven't put as much into him as I have other tanks, but situationally specific nodes in Thanos or other raids that you're in where you need to draw in those initial attacks so you can save, whether it's Storm or save some other characters from dying right away, especially on boss fights. Drax is fantastic for that. So if we take a look at his kit, you got Knife Slash. Again, not a whole lot of damage, but it does have a 30% drain. Fast Reflexes, that's where you're going to get your taunt. You're going to get your 1 to 2 counters. If you do level them up to 7, you're going to always gain 2 counters. You also have your defense up for 2 turns, which again, defense up is awesome. Good fighting. This is his ultimate. You attack the primary target for 220% damage. You're going to drain. You can also chain up to 1 to 4 adjacent targets at the current level I have now. You get it up to level 5, then you're going to chain up to 1 to 5 adjacent targets, and then add an additional 10% to drain. And then the rest of the levels, level 6 and level 7, is really increasing damage and increasing that drain. I'm a little late to the party on Drax. I am slowly working on him though. And then Destroyer on spawn, you gain taunt. That right there, I think, if he didn't have this ability right here, he probably wouldn't even be on the list, because overall he's kind of a character. But because of this ability right here, he comes in pretty handy in some situations. Number 4 on the list for me is going to be Hand Sentry. Hand Sentry, I think, is great, but I don't think you're going to... The versatility of him, I think, again, he's another situational tank. And he's a little... I mean, right now I've only got him at 12,000 health. Granted, I do only have him at a tier 6. I think his health is pretty low. I think what really makes him stand out, though, is this smoke bomb. But we'll go through his kit really quick. Psy Strike, yeah, you're going to do 180% damage where I have him now, but you're going to continue to increase that damage as you level him up. This is where he is really good at. You apply stealth to all allies except self, and then as you level that up, you're going to apply stealth to allies for 2 additional turns. You're also going to apply evade to 4 allies, and you're also going to gain deflect. I think situationally in specific nodes or even in arena, I have seen this guy used quite a bit in arena. I think that helps. And then Way of the Scorpion, you gain a block chance and damage as you level this ability up. I haven't put a whole lot into him. I haven't used him much, but I do recognize that he is a pretty good tank. And then finally on my list is going to be Crossbones. And the reason why I put Crossbones down at the bottom is because, not because he's horrible or anything, but he is more useful in Blitz and Arena. So depending on which mode that you're playing, I wouldn't necessarily use him in any raids. I don't think I've seen any teams with him in raids. He's really good in Blitz and Arena though. And if we go down through his kit here, we got Piston Punch, attack the target for 160% damage. This attack applies offense down. The next ability is Wrath. This is where you get your taunt and your counters. This is one where if you are using him in Blitz Arena, I don't even use this ability in there because I don't want to draw the attacks towards him. I usually pair him up with another tank, whether it's Cap or Thanos. I don't really use taunt on him just because he'll get taken out pretty quick. And as you level this up, you get additional counters. Detonate, this is where he is good. You gain death proof. You gain 2 death proof. And then as you level him up, then you gain the ability to cast this with only 6 ability energy instead of the 7. You do a massive amount of damage. I think I'm at 370% right now. Once you get him up to level 7, then you're going to do over 400. I mean, this is where he wins battles in Blitz and Arena. And then you have Vengeance. This is his passive. You get 5% extra health as you level it up. The Hydra allies gain 5% armor. I don't really think that's come into play very often. It'll be interesting to see if they improve that team at all. And there you go. There's your top 5. You got Cap, Thanos, Drax, Hand Sentry, and Crossbones. Now, an honorable mention I will throw in here is going to be Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage by himself is not fantastic, but you get him in the Defenders and that whole team just becomes amazing. So not any one of them is really good on their own, except I believe Daredevil. But Honorable mention to Luke Cage because in his team, he is absolutely amazing. Juggernaut is still a little new right now. I have been playing with him a little bit in the raids. I think that he's okay. I don't think he's going to replace Cap or Thanos right now, but once you get him into the Brotherhood team, things might change. So we'll see what happens once the entire Brotherhood team and Magneto is available. So there you go, everybody. That's what I had for you today. The top 5 protectors in the game. I'm curious, is your favorite on the list? What do you guys think of this list? So I want to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.